Let's catch up with the Nationals member for Mallee and Victoria, Anne Webster. And always good to talk to you. I want to get to this issue that's so important for our kids, and that is social media and keeping them off it until they're 16, at least without parental consent. Peter Dutton is promising to legislate this. It's going to be difficult, but this is a coalition election promise, isn't it? Clear and simple. Within 100 days, you will legislate to somehow make sure the digital giants have the proper checks in place.
Absolutely, Chris, and I just applaud Peter Dutton for taking such a firm stand on this. As you've just spoken about the COVID years, we had children on iPads talking to friends. You know, it was just the one moment of sanity for them, but we're past that now, and I, for one, want to see our children live safely. We've got all kinds of rules around what can be printed, what can be on television at certain times of the day, movie ratings, and yet social media is a free-for-all. And while we might have had parents in the past with a remote control in their hand to switch the channel, that's not happening on social media. And I believe that age verification, whether it's with biometrics, whatever it might be, is absolutely essential.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think most people would. I'm lucky my two older boys kind of got through into sort of adulthood before it was big, but I've got a couple of pre-teens now, and so I'm very focused on this. It's not going to be easy to do. Here's Peter Dutton talking about that.
I just don't think it's good enough for us to say that we've got a massive spike in the number of mental health instances, that these companies need to be pressured. And if we do nothing, the red lines continue to be crossed. Okay. And so I think we can work with the technology companies. We can work through the tax system or whatever is required to budge these companies into an outcome.
Yeah, Peter Dutton there. What he's saying there really, Anne Webster, is that you don't have a detailed plan yet. You're going to promise to do this, but exactly how you're going to get the companies to play ball isn't really available to you yet.
Well, it's not. And Michelle Rowland has been dragged kicking and screaming to the point where she has agreed that age verification ought to be looked at, $6.5 million by the Labor government eventually, to start looking into this. It is difficult. I was on a select committee back in 2021. We were looking at social media, we were looking at gambling, we were looking at porn online in terms of keeping our children safe. And that particular select committee came up with several recommendations, and they ought to be looked at, but all the conversations and inquiry that we held showed that it absolutely was difficult.
Look, I reckon they can do it. I reckon they can do it in the canter, because they know exactly what we're talking about. They know what products to sell to whoever. They seem to ban all sorts of information streams they don't like. So they can't tell me that their technology isn't up to doing this.